از روزهایی که به صفت دکتر طب در خدمت شما قرار گرفتم، از نگرانی ها و امیدها و رویاهایتان ما و شما پیشرفت های قابل ملاحظه ای را نصیب شده ایم. علت عمده آن قاطعیت، خستگی ناپذیری و عشق شما خواهران به وطن و سعادت آن بوده است. برای آنکه یک بار دیگر افغانستان آزاد، آرام و صلح‌آمیز داشته باشیم، آگاهی وسیع یافتم. The image United States people has from Afghan women that they went through a lot of tragedies, a lot of disasters, a very hardship time, and suffered a lot, and they are right.
شوهرم صاحب که استاد میشه باز که اکرام میکنن مادر اینجا به نظرم پرتر از چیزی که بود.
The stadium is quite a tragic place. During the period of the Taliban, it was used as a place to wreak out acts of vengeance and brutality against people who were considered to have broken the law.
البته در دورانی که طالبای جا بودن یک وضع استثنایی بود. ما در او وقت که امرای دکتر کار میکردم بسیار با یک ترس و با یک وحشت کار میکردیم.
We were resisting, tolerating the situation. Life was full of risks.
The American flag flies again over our embassy in Kabul. Terrorists who once occupied Afghanistan now occupy cells at Guantanamo Bay.
I'm here on behalf of the President to express our support for the people of Afghanistan as they try to establish a new order here to rebuild their country, to free Afghanistan from the remnants of the Taliban and Al-Qaeda.
بسیار تشکر از سوال برادرم. ما به صفت یک تبع با استفاده از حقی که برای هر شهروند و تبع در قانون اساسی جدید افغانستان داده شد و در قانون انتخابات داده شد و با استفاده از جو سیاسی موجوده در کشور و به اساس تقاضای مردم افغانستان، مردان، زنان، جوانان از گوشه‌های مختلف افغانستان، از اقوام مختلف افغانستان، از ولایات مختلف و سمت‌های مختلف خود کاندیدای مقام ریاست جمهوری افغانستان نمودیم. ما فکر میکنم که در وجود ما حتما وحدت ملی تامین میشه، چرا به صفت یک خانمای افغانستان در جنگ ها و در کشمکش ها و در ویرانی افغانستان هیچ گونه سهمی نداشتند. همان طوری که خانما آموزگار مهربان و مادر خوب هستند، میتونن که مدیر مدبر و کارمند صادقی نمایند.
مسعود جلال څخه دا ده چې دا مې که دا فرضاً د دغه ریاست جمهوري پیوز خپل په دغه مسلک کې د افغانستان خلکو ته خدمت وکړي، خپله د دې په ګټه به نه کړي.
خدمت برادرم به عرض برسانم که ما جز خدمتگزاری به مردم افغانستان، کم کردن دردها و رنجهای مردم افغانستان و بازسازی و آبادی افغانستان هیچ گونه آرزوی دیگه ندارم.
سلام، خود تقدیم میکنم. ما براتون بگویم که من یک خانم افغان هستم که 37 سال در خارج از افغانستان زندگی کردم و این حال 3 سال میشه که ما پس دوباره به افغانستان برگشتیم. در انتخابات تازه افغانستان که معلوم دار شما میفهمین برای اولین بار است که ملت افغان رئیس دولت خود انتخاب میکنه، من کاندیدیشان استقبال میکنم، خیر مقدم میکنم. خود کاندید شدن دکتر مسعود جلال از فرهنگ و تمدن افغانی ما صحبت میکنه.
اینطور است که در دین اسلام بگوزن حقوقهای بسیار به حد داره، اما اسلام اجازه نمیده آمر مردها زنا باشه.
هیچ گونه مانعی شرعی و دینی برای کاندیدای یک خانم، یک شهروند ولو زن باشه یا مرد در مقام ریاست جمهوری اسلامی افغانستان وجود ندارد. چرا در پرنفوذترین کشور اسلامی دنیا اندونزیا یک زن به نام خانم اسکارنو رئیس جمهور است؟ اگر مانعی شرعی و دینی وجود داشته باشد، چرا خانم بینظیر بوتو در پاکستان، خانم خالده زیا و خانم شیخ حسینه در بنگلادش و خانم چیلر در کشور اسلامی ترکیه رهبری کردند؟
مسلمان بهتر که توبه زبولا کنن بگویم کلگی مسلمان هستند، کلگی افغان هستند، کلگی محترم هستند.
People who make changes in the world, they were not afraid. Like President Roosevelt brought many changes and served a lot in the United States, and he's one of the father of United States, that built this United States. And what he was saying was that there is nothing to fear about it, only fear itself, and he was right. So you cannot be fearful and do something great.
La ilaha illallah.
وراك ما تستنزاك انا بنتي تمرهم تمام مش توشو.
از مبارزه دلیر مردان و زنان افغانستان با توجه جامعه جهانی و سازمان ملل متحد.
Beginning when I stood in emergency law Jirga for presidential election, they had this doubt how a woman came into the scenario.
سازمان ملل متحد دیگر زن جامعه افغان محکوم، مظلوم و اسیر به شمار نمی آید.
I was nominated. I presented my platform and speech to people.
وقتی که دکتر مسعود خود کاندید کرد و ختم شخان، تمام وکلا برای دکتر مسعود جلال بسیار علاقمند شدند و این یک بیانیه بسیار خوب داد، یک بیانیه تاریخی و این بیانیه سبب شد که وکلا بسیار زیاد به طرف از این مراجعه کردند.
The representatives showed a lot of interest to me.
About 160 seats reserved for women. Representatives have to select a transitional.
Voting started. So it was voting process. People were giving their votes for candidates of presidency of Afghanistan. I couldn't give up.
Prior to standing on the election for presidency, I was wondering what will be the reaction. So what surprised me, that my votes was from different groups, from different provinces, from all directions, from men and women.
That the person who came in second place was not a man, it was a woman.
2/3 of the votes that she received were from men. Men would come up to me and tell me, I'm going to vote for the woman. I just want to let you know that I support women. I want to show the world that we're not the Taliban.
And just a few months ago, under the Taliban, women had very few rights. As a matter of fact, in public places, you would never see their faces or they would be arrested. Next to us, the woman who ran for president, who will forever be a pioneer in this proud yet tortured country. This is Dr. Masroor Jalal, who came in second place in the presidential race today. Dr. Jalal, thank you for joining us.
You're most welcome.
Tell me, how did you feel today when you made your speech to the Loya Jirga and ran for president of Afghanistan?
To be frank, after I made my speech, I received lots of attention in the meeting. And I received many people representing different provinces of the country and stating to me their commitment that they are going to elect me.
And the final question for you, the whole purpose of this election today, he's a transitional president, Hamid Karzai, for 2 years.
Yes.
The idea is for all 22 million Afghans to vote in a presidential election in 2004. Would you consider running again?
I will think about it.
Will you let us know when you know the answer?
Of course.
She stays tomorrow?
She's here.
Me, I go to
به این حد سه هنوز ده اوجا هست کارهای خودم منظم این دمو مرکز کلکان هست ما همونجا میرسیم سبا نونی ما همونجا سلام
کل مردم خوب هستن سلامت
نشان دادیم که ما میتونیم که با مجلس کبیری مکنی یا لوی جرگه.
After emergency Loya Jirga, the people started coming to me and asking me to be a candidate.
دیگرها لشکرها دارن و سازمان ها دارن و انجمن ها دارن و نشریه ها دارن و پیسه ها دارن. ما بسیار خوش بودیم که استاد بودیم در مقطع طبیعولوژی کابل محصولی نداشته باشیم.
یا جیب شخصی خودت تا به مردم کمک کردن تنها که از بیت المال نگرفته از جیب
هیچ وجه گوش نمیموندن به قدرت برسانن. مملکت از جنجال بیغم میشه. دیگه زن خود جنگ نمیکنه مادر به هیچ وجه به هیچ قیمتی حاضر نمیشه سر خودش بره قطره خون مردم نمیخواد بریزه به هیچ وجه. براتون معلوم است مادر چی رقم است دیگه. Whoever takes interest in the program can run the program. Man, woman, youth, no difference at all, no discrimination at all. Any voter who have time, energy, interest.
دیو داس قهرمان شغا علمی او معنوي قهرماني ده د افغانستان په مشکلاتو کې ځان جهان ته وښوده چې افغانستان ښځې هم د دغې لیاقت او وړتیا لري چې د افغانستان زحمت په غاړه واخلي.
مردم افغانستان آرزومند هستند به کسی رای بدن که اونها مرهم گذاری کنه بالای زخمای مردم افغانستان. ما کاندیدای دکتر مسعود را نه تنها استقبال میکنیم بلکه آرزومند هستیم که اینها موفق شوند. افغانستان با زعامت ضرورت دارند که حرف و عملشون باید صادقانه و شریفانه باشه.
آقا جواد چند کردی که در رمضان خواستی ما را؟ نیه و نه خیر
آقا نماز بخوانیم سید نماز بخوانیم سید ما در خدمتتان هستیم سید
آرام باشین برادرم هستیم بخیر باشین زنده باشین آرام باشین برادرم بخیر باشین خداوند شما را با عزت داشته باشه.
I plan to run for presidency of Afghanistan again and again and again. It doesn't matter if I lose, that is not failure. I count it success. It is waking up the mentality of leadership of women of Afghanistan. And I will keep independent and I will keep going and I won't give up. I never give up. I am committed.
محمد تران
از مزار آمده حالا برای از اینجا خیش رفت نشد برای
فکر ما چی شده گفتن
کسیگه داره بی بی سی داره
نه
AP data, Associated Press. Any kind of violence right now is associated with elections. Before, a couple weeks before, as we are now, about 2.5, 3 weeks before the elections, that violence is going to increase, especially in provinces where there are more Taliban, more remnants of the Taliban. Zabul is one of those provinces. We just got some breaking news that there might have been some more people killed in Zabul province. The young people of Zabul have chosen Masuda as their candidate. The young people have decided that she is kind of their representative, and it's very interesting because it's a conservative province. It's where more of the Taliban quote-unquote activity has been happening, and it's conservative, and usually conservative Muslims in Afghanistan do not consider women to be able to run for president, so they think it's against Islamic law.
اینش دوالای ازی بیاد ناف شبه کش رایش اینه میست فهمیدی؟ انشالله نه شبه که بیاد خوابتون
سلام برسن السلام علیکم السلام علیکم شکر خانم بخیر Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum.
The medical doctor house is borrowed up to election, yeah? And I don't have a private car. And my friends, by turn, they're sending their cars because I'm a presidential candidate and they say you shouldn't be walking here.
As you see to the brochure, here is the biography of Dr. Masuda Jalal.
I didn't have the international community support in emergency law Ajurga, and I don't have the international community support now, not at all, not political, not diplomatic, not financial at all.
the famous Blue Mosque of Mazar. Mr. Kanani is about ready to speak. Looks like thousands, over probably 5,000 people here, supporters for him. It's a pretty chaotic scene with a lot of guns and a lot of soldiers.
شما ملت مجاهد و مقاوم افغانستان اساسگزار وحدت ملی این امر و این انتخابات دهلیز به سوی سعادت و خوشبختی شما ملت نعره تکبیر و سایر شهدای سرزمین که به یمن خون پاک
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. کامیابی های ما و کاستی های ما را دیدین. خدا کنه که به نظر شما هموطنان عزیز باشم پرنکی. خدا مراول.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. اسم ما عبدالرشید دوستم است. یکی از کاندیدهای مستقل ریاست جمهوری آینده کشور هستم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. هرگاه به یاری خداوند متعال و به توجه کمک و همکاری مردم افغانستان زنان مردان و جوانان
The idea is the first little wide angle will be her and the decoration on the side. The second angle will be like this and only a little decoration.
Voilà, sinon même le truc blanc, tu vois, moi je fais un peu plus.
Christian میگه که بهتر است اگه ساده باشه.
AWAS is an organization that we've been supporting and helping them provide more resources to the candidates themselves.
Our main goal was to focus the people on the campaign. We had less than a month to provide these candidates with this communication material. It was also important for us, and because we had these 18 candidates to work with, we wanted to have 18 different products. In terms of video, in terms of radio, and in terms of design. The challenge was fantastic. So we haven't been sleeping, I think, for about 6 weeks.
این بیوگرافی مسعود دکتر صاحب مسعود جلال است. این حاله تو مردم هاش اینجا کی را نمیشناسه.
سلام علیکم، خوب هستین؟ بخیر هستین؟ وقت دارم. نورم هستین؟ از خانه جواب کرد که در خانه یک جای کار میکنه. السلام علیکم.
دکتر صاحب مسعود جان جلال سابق رئیس WFP و فعلا کاندیدای ریاست جمهوری میباشه. امروز آمده میخواد با شما دیدن داشته باشه و چند لحظه صحبت مختصرم برای شما دارم.
بسیار تشکر بسیار جان. اعوذ بالله من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم.
جلال برای که زن فامیده، زن زامدکن، زن هوشیار، زن که همیشه به درد مردم میخوره، زن بسیار راضی هستیم. کمی باید کاندید خدا کرده، خدا بخواه که موفق شود.
و بالاخره قدرت مردمی میسازم، قدرت ملی میسازم و اساس افغانستان نوینه یک جا با شما میگذارم.
چی است که کاندید کرده خدا؟
کاندید کرده، خوب کرده، کاندید کرده. خوب کرده. چرا نمیدیم برش؟
You represent your people, you come into power by your people, and then once you get the power, you transfer the power to people. You make the people powerful.
But I have no doubt that there are Afghan women capable of running the country. Are the Afghans ready at this time in their history to vote a woman to become president? My guess is, my judgment is that probably not.
الحاج استاد میر حبیبی سهیلی کل عمر در معارف افغانستان خدمت کرده.
And he is the father of education of Afghanistan, the first teacher who taught the girls in this country. The first principal who accepted to run a female school, and he has 6 daughters, all master's degrees, living abroad, 3 of them. And now he is supporting a woman candidate.
په ټولو افغانانو پورې که تاجک دي که ازبک دي که پښتون دي که هزاره دي په ټولو پورې اړه لري او د ټولو خلکو خدمتګاره به وي.
فهمیدی نماینده مردم، نماینده غریبا که غم مردم خورده شوه، او رو چی کنیم که در کاندید هستن که آرامی شوه، مردم کار بسه که همه قمردا که بیکار است، کلش باید غم مردم خورده شوه، غم زن.
Some people are ripping up the Masood Jalal brochures. They're saying women can't be president, it's against Islam, and if a man can't be a successful president, how will a woman ever be?
زن باید خود کاندید نکنه، فهمیدی؟ لکه موږ وایو چې نه مبارزه لوړې ژورې لري، مبارزه لوړې ژورې لري، که یو وارې ناکامه شي بل وارې به کامیابه شي، که بل وارې ناکامه شي بیا به کامیابه شي، او که دا هېڅ کامیابه نه شي د نورو ښځو دپاره به یو تشویقي لاره پیدا شي چې دوی درس و تعلیم زیات ووایي، زیات کوشش وکړي او لوړې درجې ته ورسېږي، ډاکټري شي، انجینري شي او د دې ځای به بله ورځ ونیسي. دا لار ښې ورته جوړه کړه، یو فصل باب ښې نوی ورته جوړ کړو، دا ډېره مهمه خبره ده ولو که دا کامیابه نه شي.
Yes, thank you so much.
A government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
For several days, our team was following her in mosques, visiting hospitals, visiting schools, and we organized several shooting sessions, and we never managed to get a good picture. One of the reasons is that she's never smiling in public. As a woman, smiling to men can be very controversial and it can be very risky. So Fred was following her with his camera, and at one point she stops in the mosque and she's praying, and the sun comes on her face from the top. And this is the only picture that we have of her where she looked so human and so graceful. The first thing was the slogan. We believe that there was a common idea. As a mother, she gave life. As a doctor, she saves life. And at one point, as a teacher, it's life and hope. And in fact, we try to work on that. The message is life and hope, and children and flowers and trees symbolize this slogan, life and hope. We try to convince her to adapt it in all the compartments of her campaign. She was very receptive after a lot of suggestions we made to her. She was, and I think it's also part of the intelligence of that person is to be able to adapt herself and even so to be able to change quite radically.
شما هیچ کار یاد ندارید. گنگ سیستم میشه چامانای راست میکنم.
بس شما قضیه ندارین خصوصا در همین ساعت شما عکس دکتر مسعود جلال شما شش
اما از نگاه کاندیدا اونجا
بند.
He said the cops told us specifically that you cannot put up Dr. Masood Jalal's posters up in this district. And I said, are there any other candidates' pictures up? He said, all the other candidates' pictures are up. And he says, I can't tell you why, because they wouldn't tell me why I can't put up Dr. Masood Jalal's posters. He says that it's not true. He says, give us her posters, we'll put them up ourselves. We didn't do that.
Just now I received a call from the national TV. I'm giving it my own opportunity for 20 minutes. So I have to use this, otherwise I lose it. So I come back quickly.
You go to Afghani
TV, yes.
TV. Can we follow you?
Yes. The national TV cassette that they recorded is lost and somebody else says it is deleted. Well, what I wanted was just to record the remaining part of my program that was not broadcasted.
Did you have a lot of possibility to get on national TV during
This is the second time.
Uh-huh. What about Mr. Karzai? How many times?
Every night. The TV belonged to him, yeah?
افغانستان در خارج بیشتر فعال خواهد شد. در عرصه بین المللی دیپلماسی فعال و هدفمند تعقیب خواهد شد. جمع کمک‌ها و مساعدت‌های جهانی، مؤسسات و سازمان‌های های بین‌المللی در امر بازسازی افغانستان و بازگشت داوطلبانه مهاجرین، حل معضله‌های حال انسانی و اجتماعی، استحقاق بخشیدن زحمت‌های ناشی از جنگ و تأمین انکشاف اقتصادی اجتماعی افغانستان مورد توجه ما قرار خواهد داشت.
The first take we had with her, where she was not actually very good, and like you can see, she's reading a big paper just beside the land, so that's why her eyes are just a little outside.
The crowd was amazingly excited. He is definitely a good speaker. He made jokes during his speech. He really managed to catch the people's attention very strongly. He was very good that day. He came into the room. He stayed 3 minutes 30. The video clip is 2 minutes 45. One shot, he was out, and it was perfect. The idea was to play very much on this image of woman and mother, but at one point we were afraid that it would play against her if she was seen only as the woman candidate. So that's why when we started the video clip, we see her here speaking in front of a male crowd, and the first pictures that we chose were men in order for the public to see that she's not only the representative of women but of everyone. And here is interesting also because she's distributing the bread, and that refers directly to her logo. And I think the symbol of transmitting life is very important. And it's one of the rare pictures when we see her smiling.
به صفت یک مادر به بهبود وضعیت زندگی شما مردم افغانستان.
She has more self-confidence now. I think she has a lot of courage because she exposed herself very clearly to be seen on TV, on posters. For women here, it's not easy to do that.
و فراموش نکنید که به زندگی و امید در انتخابات رای دهید. از توجهتان متشکرم و من الله توفیق.
وظیفه من نیست که این مردم جابجا کنم چای بدید. وظیفه من نیست که روابطی اینجا گرچه رئیس دفتر با وجود آورد. جنجالای ما خلاص است.
But now that we've assigned a campaign manager, I don't even have to do that right now.
Since he is a lawyer and he's a professor of law and he respects his own profession, so he doesn't stop me. And when I'm busy in my office, so some more attention he's paying to the children and family life, like shopping.
دل اولاد ما از همین لحظه میخوایم اطفال خود دموکرات تربیت کنیم. ما نمیخوایم که سری اطفال خود بقبولانیم که نه تو به مادرت رای بده. حسینه و حسنا به مادرش رای میته، عبدالله به کرزی رای میته. ما میگیم آفرین به کرزی رای بده. شاباش. یعنی دیگه هم اینجا بسیار مقبول است.
What is interesting is that also at one point there was rumors, a lot of people in the country around were saying, oh, she's guided by her husband, she's just working for her husband, the husband is doing everything.
One of the first meetings with her husband was with us, and he had other opinion.
He insisted very much. He wanted us to put life, hope, and law. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was very strange. And we said, we don't get the point. What is it? And he said, no, law is important. Law is very important.
And he wanted to talk about security, but she asked him to shut up and let her doing what she wanted.
She became very harsh and said, okay,
Yes.
we can go for that. And after that,
Then after, it was much better. And it was the last time we saw him.
خانم آزاد دموکرات روشنفکر و مسلمان است.
Whenever I go to the provinces, I'm asking him to accompany me. He never says no. But he's always saying that I have put the family in a high risk, facing two powerful rich men and warlords. This is what he mentions every day, even before people, that the wife has put the family, the children in a high-risk situation. And he's mentioning that the dollar and the gun will determine the future destiny of Afghanistan. Because here, very big powers of the world is making the decision. But he always makes this comment. The President Bush is supporting directly Mr. Karzai.
در افغانستان یگانه کاندیدی که پرابلم نداره، جنجال نداره، مشکل نداره، دکتر مسعود است. اینا دموکرات هستند در لفظ
عقیبگرا و متعصب هستند در عمل.
We welcomed the distinguished interim leader of a liberated Afghanistan, Chairman Hamid Karzai.
He's always saying that if Mr. Bush is supporting directly Mr. Karzai, and Karzai has worked and have working background with Unical company, and there is the issue of oil in Central Asia, how it is possible that the people of Afghanistan should determine their destiny?
How do you evaluate the accomplishment of this government, Karzai government? How do you evaluate?
Well, Karzai government is failed.
Fake?
Failed.
Failed.
Yes.
What kind of margin do you think you'll win the election by?
You tell them. What kind of margin? This is your job.
It's going to be around 80%.
No, that would look like a Soviet era election. I don't want that. No, I want a real election. Election in which there will be competition. Especially important is that people should be able to vote freely. Absolutely freely. Because it's in my interest. A free vote will get me elected with a good margin.
He's not rich, he said. He said he doesn't have property, he doesn't have money. Millions dollars Karzai is spending from what source? Spending like river dollars in the south, in the other areas. And the national TV is completely in his campaign.
It's not an even field, and she doesn't have much to go with, as Mr. Karzai has so much.
The news is his news. Everything is just for him. So how can you then judge the election that is fair?
بله سلام ببخشن آقای دیجان بله سلام ببخشن که شما رو در وقت صبح وقت زحمت دادیم زنده بشن بله مرینا میریستم از دفتر ملل متحد از دفتر آقای ژان آرنولد براتون زنگ میزنم بله دیشب شاید به پیش ما اول رسانده باشن که یک جلسه امروز صبح دایر میشه امروز کل کاندیدات ملل متحد یکی خانم مسعود جلال و دکتر مسعود جلال اونا اومدن یا نه زنده باشن تشکر بسیار خوش شدم امروزتون گپ زدم ما همچنین مهربان هستین با امان خدا.
We have noted that certainly there's been some level of inequity. There are some candidates who have had more resources and some who've had less, which actually is the case, I think, in many countries.
It is not comparable. One is doing the campaign with a helicopter, the other one is walking.
He flies on an American helicopter, doesn't he?
And he is guarded by American soldiers. He is making his campaign together with the ambassador of the United States.
And there is no fundamental conflict of interest between Afghanistan and the United States. But I represent the United States. I work for the President of the United States. I know what my mission is, what my job is, and I've made a commitment to increase security for the American people, but also help the people of Afghanistan who have suffered so much.
Commanders are working for him, ministers are working for him, governors are working for him, and tribal leaders are all distributed money in the south.
Was excellent. And among 18 candidates, they have given this honor to me. The napkin that they tied around the line of the West, they have done it traditionally in the history for kings. Tying the West, giving the words that go and become now the king, we are with you. It means that. Mubarak, Mubarak. It means for sure I will have the vote of these people. That was the confirmation and the real support from the bottom of their heart. And once they give it to one, they don't give it to the another one.
شورای وحدت ملی انتخاب کردیم بعد از روی مصلحت وطنی به خاطر صلح و خیر و فلاح ولایت کردن میان شورای وحدت ملی برادر آل کدر دانشمند مستفیدی که در دو دوره استنجاج
Afghanistan right now is at a crossroads. It's moving towards democracy, but it's coming from a very old tradition. It's coming from a history in which tribal leaders, shuras, community elders, are accustomed to making decisions for the population, are accustomed to giving directives.
Factional leaders are using threats, intimidation, bribery to secure support from local populations. That's not democracy, and it certainly isn't an atmosphere in which human rights are protected.
Deputy Arif is from the Urgun district of the Paktika province. The elders have decided that they all should put their vote for Hamid Karzai in the coming elections. And then I asked him about the elders of Khost saying that those who don't vote for Karzai, their houses will be burned. And he said that the saying and the decision of the elders of Khost, that he had nothing to do with it.
The notion of a one person, one vote is very unfamiliar to them. So if they go out actually and say, we are going to burn your houses down, it's certainly very alarming. And to some extent, I think what they're doing is practicing what they've done in the past.
ما به خاطر از اینکه مسعود جلال واقعا یک آدمی است که شایسته ریاست جمهوری را داره و ما افتخار میکنیم که در آینده انشالله موفق باشه و این رئیس جمهوری را به دست بیاره.
و خوشبختانه که چنین کردم، از شما نمایندگی کردم، بهترین پروگرام برای آبادی و آرامی افغانستان ارائه نمودم.
If a mother, a woman get the success forthcoming election, right away the mentality would be changed. Because after 5,000 years, a woman with empty hands can get the trust of people of Afghanistan.
او که مسلم خوب است، بر ما زنای افتخار است. ما زنای افغانستان مثلا زیر پای شده بودیم. هیچ وقت زن حساب نمیشد. هیچ وقت زن آدم حساب نمیشد.
I think Masoud's quest for the presidency is tremendous. It certainly makes Afghans, despite of where they stand in the political spectrum, I think it makes most Afghans quite proud to show to the world that Afghanistan is not what the Taliban depicted.
I'm really having a special feeling towards the society, and I'm feeling like Afghan society is my family members. So just being responsible, like a mother is responsible for the family members.
رای دادن به خواهرتان ضمانت بازسازی، ترقی و اعتلاع کشور است.
Well, I have said to people that Masoud Jalal could be a sleeper, or that she could surprise us all.
It will reach to its peak once I'm announced I'm the president of the country. Yeah. I hope each and every voter is able to get this information, because the majority of people do not have the access to radio or to TV, and they cannot read.
The illiteracy rate among women in Afghanistan is 90%, and among men it's 80%. باشی. درست. از او خاطر بسیار مهم است که او نخوره، نامتان پس نشن، امضای ما پس نشه. نگاه کنین که اونجا که برین از روی ازی شما را در یک صنف دیگه میمانه که برین صنف بالاتر. میگه که این کورس آیا بر شما کمک میکنه که در انتخابات برای کی رای بتین یا سر انتخابات چه قسم فکر کنین؟ آیا سوادآموزی بر شما کمک میکنه؟
کمک میکنه، چرا نه؟ کمک میکنه، آدم میفهمه یک چیزه، یک نام، یک کاندیدا.
These literacy courses have really beautiful side effects that I never thought about. Some of the previous graduates have told me that now, after 20, 30 years of marriage, they have began to write love letters to each other, and that was one of their long wishes, and they can do it now. And why not? Unfortunately, you know, we have only 22 days to elections, and the United Nations has not fully began to tell Afghans the complete procedure of elections.
I would say that the voter education campaign is one where there's been tremendous effort put into it, a lot of resources. But look at where we are. This is a country that's coming out of over 2 decades of war.
8033. So the total of our batch is 3,308 votes. This has to be same as a number written in a slip in the beginning when we were taking for the from the reconciled ballot boxes. If not, you are in trouble.
There's been some concern that people might be able to vote more than once because people have, to some extent, been able to get more than one registration card. To prevent that from happening, an ink will be applied to the finger of each person as they're getting their ballot card. This is the ballot paper with the 18 candidates' pictures, the boxes next to them. They go in, they mark the box of the candidate that they want, and they put it into the secret ballot box.
موږ په دې ټریننګ کې په دې اشتراک کړی دی چې دغه د انتخاباتو پروسه زموږ دپاره نوې ده او موږ غواړو چې د دې په مورد باندې ډېر څه شی زده کړو نو راغلي یو چې په دې ټریننګ کې موږ حصه واخلو او د دوی نه څه شی زده کړو او خپلو زون ته انتقال کړو.
There is only one day election that is very sensitive.
ببینید مرکز شمارش برای 4 ولایت شما میسازید. محل مرکز شمارش یک تعمیر 2 منزله دارید با 2 سالن بزرگ در منزل اول 4 منزل اول 4 اتاق در منزل دوم. شما عیار بسازید.
We have registered more than what we were estimating in the beginning, and 46% of that voter registrants number is women, which is a good sign for us. We are moving towards a democratic state, and people are totally involved in this process. And for the first time in the history of Afghanistan, they can vote and they can elect their president.
نام تاجور کاکر سابقه د شذو د چارو د وزارت موینوم اوس البته په افغانستان کې ژوند کوم ستاسي یو مجاهد خور ستاسي یو مهاجر خور چې مهاجرت مم تیر کړی دی او په هر حالت کې زه ستاسي وطن ته وم نن راغلی یم چې تاسو ته د انتخاباتو په باره کې څه معلومات درکم در خاطر از ما اینجا آمدیم امروز شما را نشان میتیم که اون شما میگن که برای شما هیچ کس کمک نکرده و حقوق شما باید تامین شود و در آینده هم هر کس که فیلم میبینه بفهمه که برای شما تا حالا هیچ کمک نشده باید حقوق شما تامین شود
ما په ټیم کې کسان ډیر پاتې دي چې هغه د رای کارتونه هغوی اخیستي نه دي او دا اوس هم ماته وایي چې موږ ته د رای کارتونه تاسې واخلئ او موږ ډېر ضرورت لرو
ما خیلی نفر آمده که کارتای خود رو بفروشند و ما شما زمین میتیم چی میتیم ما دین ایمان خود نمیفروشیم
آفرین شما به شک واقعا اگر افغان هستین شما دین ایمانتان مقابل
ما نمیفروشیم دین ایمان خود
هیچ وقت نفروشید و از تفنگ هیچ وقت نترسید
معلم صاحب اینجا مردم خیرات میگیرن در قطار استاد شدن برو به تلاش بده
اینجا مردم آمدن که برای انتخابات ثبت نام کنند. اینجا هم انتخابات است. کسایی که در اینجا کارت رای دادن گرفتن برای انتخابات اینجا میاین بدل خود به هر کس که رای دادن رای میدن. این را میگن انتخابات.
معلوم سرکار تکجا میشه؟
بله یک شکایت داشتن که از تقریبا 2 ساله که اینا آمدن مردم آمدن از اینا گفتن برشان وعده دادن که ما کمک میکنیم تا امروز هیچ کس به اینا کمک نکرده از اعضای ملل متحد اینا شکایت داشتن که نامدن خبر ما رو نگرفتن کمک نکردن و دیگه شکایتشانی بود که تا حال مردم می آمدن هر کس برای ما آمدن باز کاندیدا پول وعده کردن بازی برای ما زمین ها جای وعده کردن اما ما تا حال نخواستیم برای کس رای بدیم و حال خودت تامندی راجی با آقای از نگاه شریعت چون خطبه به نام رئیس جمهور خوانده میشه از نگاه شریعت زن حق نداره رئیس جمهور شود اگر درست است که خواهر ما مسعود جلال یک کاندیدا است برش احترام دارم اما چون از اینکه من اساسیت ها را و مشکلات وطن خود خوبتر درک کرده میتونم و ما یقین دارم که مسعود جلال نمیتونه که رئیس جمهور شود و آقای کرزی دمی 2 سال با هزارها مشکلات باز هم تانسته بازم کارهای بسیار خوبی کرده درست است باز مشکلات در حکومت آقای کرزی بوده او را ما چین پوشی کرده نمیتونیم اما در پالی از او کارهایی که آقای کرزی کرده راستی اگر دیگه کس می بود من فکر نمیکردم که اقلا بتونه 20% قدم برداره دیگه به خاطر از او که 2 سال کارهایی کرد و تجربه پیدا کرد آقای کرزی
Badakhshan was suggesting for me to come over and they said that the people over there decided to vote for you.
Badakhshan is her homeland. She has to go to Badakhshan.
So what people of Afghanistan is thinking and that is my thinking too. Okay, the country is going towards peace. There is no need for war and people of Afghanistan do not want any more war. They want stability, peace, security, safety and reconstruction of their country.
انتخابات است بیاید ای عزیزان میرویم جشن ملی سر
میکند و چهره نمایان میدارد
و ملت حق دارد تا کاندید را که مورد
حضرت بیبی عایشه صدیقه رضی الله عنها رهبری جنگ جمل به عهده داشت که 36,000 صحابه به زیر تور به موفقیت رسانید. بنابراین متوجه هستند که مشکلی از نظر دین بر رهبری سیاسی زنان مسلمان در کشورهای اسلامی وجود ندارد.
The people of Afghanistan, they've lost trust over men fighting over power. So now they see a candidate who is a citizen like them. I want a government for people of Afghanistan, made by people of Afghanistan, belonging to people of Afghanistan, no distance in between people and government is servant for people of Afghanistan and supporters of human rights. I will be acting like a servant, reconstructing the country based on social justice, that everybody, all social groups can be participating equally.
I think Afghans want to experience this elections in a very bad way. I mean, we are on pins and needles. I am that way. Every second of the day, I'm thinking of the elections.
Tell me, so there's a report that between the time the votes are cast and the votes are counted, if any of the presidential candidates are assassinated or killed, the whole election is null and void. Is that right?
Well, yes, there's something like
There
that.
is.
Yeah.
Heavily armed Afghan and American troops have sealed off the diplomatic district in the Afghan capital Kabul after an explosion. The Kabul police chief said a rocket exploded near the headquarters of the American-led coalition forces.
Apparently the rocket hit and exploded and pieces went all the way around and hit car windshields, hit tents and hit some buildings over there.
جان ضرر میشناسی has a lot
I know.
Do you put this on it? No, next to it.
You just eat
Wonderful.
that with
It's
bread.
goat cheese, no?
سوال به اینجا بدین که اگر قلب صورت نگیره شفاف باشه من فکر میکنم که از 60% شاید بالا بره. آقای قانونی
از پشتیبانی مردم برخوردار است. در هر ولایت که میره استقبال بسیار گرم و شدید میشه. مردم با شور علیه بسیار زاید الوصف از استقبال.
She says the fact of the matter is that wherever Qanuni has gone, he's been received very warmly by the people. And he has started a new system of education. He's really paid a lot of attention. Well, you can tell there are three where they are going. Maybe
I can tell you that
Yes.
our field expert said that he's very strong in Bamyan and he's probably going to win there.
Qanuni?
Yeah.
Wow, that's news to me.
That Karzai is not liked at all there.
میگه که من براتون بگویم که نفری خودمام که در بامیان. Let me ask you, we have some tea. Let's go to the other room and sit there.
Who's coming, Masuda?
No, Masuda has a problem. I'm calling and I think she's stuck in Badakhshan.
اونا موفق نشدیم که امروز از نو روشیم دوباره. بله بله بله
بله
We are worried what has happened.
I heard that there was an explosion.
Today is the last day of campaigning in the elections, which have been overshadowed by threats of sabotage by the Taliban. President Hamid Karzai's running mate, Ahmed Zia Massoud, was traveling in the northeastern city Faizabad when his convoy was attacked. At least one person has died, another was injured.
We're worried because Masood Karzai's VP is in the same city as Masood Jalal, and they're campaigning in the same place. And hopefully there's not a domino effect of one candidate and the next. So Mr. Kazemi is trying to get a hold of BBC, see if anything's going on with Masouda.
She never says vote for me. She says vote for your sister, Dr. Masouda Jalal. And she says tell your friends to vote for the woman.
Do you think many women will vote for her?
No, she is not a woman's rights issues candidate. No. All of them talk about women's rights, but women's rights has not been an issue in this election. And she is not a ticket for women. She is a ticket for Afghanistan, that Afghanistan needs a woman.
Hey, Joel. I'm looking for a number. I want to contact with Badakhshan, but I don't know why we cannot contact today.
Do anything, and he didn't.
خلاص سايس التشكر
It's hard not having communication. That's the problem.
What's the news? Any word?
My colleague, he could obtain good news.
Yeah.
As he said, there is no matter, everything is okay.
And across Afghanistan tomorrow, 7 a.m. Kabul time, Afghan time, the polls will be opening. No one expects these elections to be perfect, but the overwhelming consensus among Afghans is that they're certainly worth having.
That's the thing.
I think that, this is our first elections. I want it to happen.
Nobody is knocking more doors. They're so excited to go and vote, and everybody's already gone.
I don't think that we will have a perfect elections. The terrain is very new, the action is very new, the process is very new, the people are new, and I don't expect it to be perfect.
سلام. از خانم‌ها کس آمده؟ سلام. از خانم‌ها کس آمده؟
بله آمده.
خب. این کارتم.
اوجا برید.
اجازه میدید؟
نه کامرا اجازه نمیدید.
چیست؟
شما یک دفعه کتازی
It's very exciting. This is the school that my aunts, my family went to, girls' school. It's very close to my house. My house is about a couple of streets down, and so this was the neighborhood of my family. And to be able to come back and to have a role in the political future of this country is, as an Afghan, not just as a member of the United Nations, is beyond anything that I can actually articulate.
I think the media is gathering at Mr. Qanani's house to follow him to go vote at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Yes, confirm. Yes, I can remember, yes. Well, 10:15 o'clock. Please come to the office. We will come together about 10:15 o'clock, and we'll go for voting 15 minutes past 10 o'clock. Hello? سلام برسان. سلام علیکم. بیا مادر.
بادا خودشم میره کار کنه. خیلی آخر بود. خیلی آخر.
خوش میشه یخ کرد.
خب این 18 نفر است هر کم شکل یعنی این سر که را متوجه بود این بود در طرف ایلا میکنی اما کسی که را تعیین میکنی بود پس میرا هم کار میکنی او در غرفه برد در غرفه برد
یا رو داو برد esa casi discute di ver
Iris.
بس.
بسیار تشکر.
The women that I was standing in line with were all noting that this was a great responsibility that they were bearing, that this was going to be a time where they were going to have an impact on history. That's why they were here. Some had driven from far areas in order to get over here. So it's significant when people realize how important this process is.
ما به خاطر به اینجا آمدیم که تایر زعیم ملی کشور خود انتخاب کنیم و به صندوق‌های رای خود بندازیم.
I came across a woman who could barely walk up the stairs to the voting site. She must have been 85, 90. And I asked her why she came out, and she said, I want to do this once in my lifetime, and I know I probably won't be around for the next one. And it you know, it makes you very emotional seeing that.
Her husband came, voted, came back home, washed his hands, and went out again. Well, let's see. She said it goes away with soap completely. That's what her husband's happened. But, well, I'm not going to be voting a second time. I think that a more serious problem is in the booths. You know, they're going inside the booth telling the women what to do.
And the people themselves are quite conscious that this has to be a very thorough process, that the integrity has to be maintained. You saw when I left, she said, oh, you have to fold in a way that no one can see your vote. So everyone is very aware of how this process should really protect the integrity of the secrecy of the vote.
And I'm also worried that there are no observers from the candidates. The way it's set up, it's an impossibility for the candidates' observers to watch what's going on.
Due to security concerns, we had a much smaller number of international monitors than we would have liked to see. But international organizations within the country, embassies, are having a physical presence at the booths, which we say is important for the process.
He's from Masouda's office. This lady gave her vote and she washed it and it went away. میگه که ما فکر میکردیم she's very میگه که ما فکر میکردیم که بم مفته اما اصلا خودش یک نوع
میشه که نمی رنگه نمی دقیقه که انتخابات شروع میشه رایدهی شروع میشه نمی دقیقه بوتالای رنگ نمی دقیقه توضیح میکنیم
باشه معلوم شود چی گم شده ما بیا خیلی است
من بیشتر همین فکر کردم که دیگه یک مسئله که دینمی از این رنگ چی چکاندن رنگ تاپر دی چکاندن اینا اون رنگ تاپر میگیره رنگ یاسمنی رنگ
باز ما میرم دفتر میلت معلومات میگیرم خب من این خودم کوشش میکنم خوب بشورم
لمانيا مش اشتغل مسخره ما مش اشتغل
Before I voted, but the ink is gone.
It just you didn't
Just during the washing with soap.
یک بوتل دیگه از زمین برام بسیار خوب شد برای
right now to make sure that this is disseminated. It's only, I think, in some of the polling stations in Kabul, they came with the wrong ink, so they're working. We're going to work on it right now. But if you get any other complaints, you call me. No, go ahead. But call if you have any problems as well with security. Okay. Okay. Bye. Yeah. So, in any case, it's an isolated problem. This should not happen where the ink comes off, but there's a ink that stays for 7 days, and that's the one that they're going to be using right now.
Is yours on or off?
It's on, but it's something I'm actually uncomfortable.
They say election officials were using the wrong kind of ink to mark people's hands, but we're not given the exact detail and also which candidates have made which complaint.
Hello. I think this is in the media by now, and I heard that in national TV, it is already in the national TV that the ink is going off very easily, so people have lost their trust. But we cannot give credit to the election up to now. Yeah.
Did you have contacts with other candidates who think the same way as you do, that this election is not being fair?
They're calling me, but I haven't made the decision so far to join them. The people of Afghanistan wanted a transparent, healthy election process. If it is done by mistake, it is a big carelessness.
Mr. Qanuni just spoke to Rina at the UN and expressed his concerns about what he's been hearing, and they're telling districts and polling stations not to vote anymore. Wow, this is bad. This is very bad.
این تقلب هست، این مشروعیت ندارن، این انتخابات نیست. این میتونه یک راه حل عاجل امرجنسی بوده باشه. در غیر از او خدای نخواسته یک بحران ایجاد نشه خلیلزاد صاحب. بسیار تشکر. لطف کردین.
Every candidate wanted to speak to the American ambassador, to be in touch with the head of the JEMB or President Karzai. Everybody wanted to speak with the American ambassador. Everybody said, well, call Khalilzad. He's got to come up with a solution. That amazes me. You know, every candidate knows who's running this election.
بله کرزه که بگم چی فایده داره. من خواستم برای آقای خلیلزاد بگم که این چیزا وجود داره و گپم هم نتیجه داد و رئیس سازمان ملل متحد فوراً دستن در کار شد.
this meeting. I don't have anything to say about this meeting, so I don't want to mislead you. All right?
جایی که باشه مثلا رادیو آزادی از هر رادیو که باشه اون نفر
ناله اتخو باز چقدر نفر هستم باز چو بیخی نال جلسه خلاص میشه.
We're going in through the back door to try to get into the meeting with Rina and Kanani and Mr. Sirat. This is an emergency meeting. The UN heads are in there with some of the candidates and they're discussing the emergency solution. We're going in through the back door.
Today's election is not a legitimate election. They told the people you should vote for Mr. Karzai.
We shouted to the whole world 2.5 months ago that Mr. Karzai must resign. The election commission must be replaced. Nobody listened to us.
Any government established as a result of this election would not be a legitimate government.
The boycott call came. This was very unfortunate, and it hurt me very much.
We believe that the candidate's demand to nullify the election is unjustified and would not do service to the people of Afghanistan.
From what we've heard so far, there are 16 candidates that have dropped out of the elections. 2 remaining candidates are Masouda and Karzai. All the other candidates apparently have decided this was an unfair election and have dropped out.
Everybody was asking me, what is your stand? Because Karzai is happy, the rest is not happy.
منتظر دکتر مسعود جلال هستن که چی وقت میه رای خودم میاندازه. ما گفتم نمیفهم جناب شما در کجا موقعیت دارین؟ سریع مسئله ساحلی سیبم است، دکترم است. دکتر میگه که آقا سیبم بیا همینجا یک دقیقه گپ بزنیم.
I said that, okay, enthusiasm of people, great participation of people, I appreciate. And it is a great success. But for the violation, that is like a black shadow coming to a shining day, that should be investigated.
الحاج دکتر مسعود جلال با توجه به اهمیت موضوع به جستجوی راه‌های حل آن با اصدار اعلامیه تشکیل کمیسیون از نمایندگان کاندیدای محترم ناظرین جهانی و نماینده سازمان ملل متحد در شرایط عادلانه صورت گیرد. آقای جان آرنو آمده. یک خانم به نام امیری. بسیار اعصابم خراب شد. ما گفتم ما خود تلفن نکرده بودیم. خود آقای جان آرنو تلفن کرد که ما می‌خوایم با خانم مسعود جلال ملاقات کنیم. و ما گفتیم هزار دفعه بفرمایید با افتخار. آقای جان آرنو میره و دیدن قانونی. دفعه پیشتم خانم جلال گفت که ما می‌خوایم با تو ملاقات بکنیم. باز نخواست که ملاقات آدمی دیگر ما از افزار. این زنه که خیر من بگم که دکتر مسعود است. خیلی دیگه چی دیدن تو چی فایده؟
My finger was marked in mid-July, and I can still see the mark. The JMB, as we stated this morning, believes that the problems with the marking had to do with problems with the application of the ink and confusion as to which marker pen to use.
I can't believe that all of this was not tested beforehand, and it was left till election day to be determined how the ink works.
It is a huge thing, yeah, but it's a minor mistake. What happened is that pens, one for marking the finger and one for marking the ballot, were confused, were mixed up. The training we had for about 120,000 people in the last weeks were done with a normal marker. So the polling staff did not do a mistake, basically. They just didn't know which pen to use for what.
They waited in line, they were committed, and they voted.
Waited patiently in line, often in snow, rain, and dust.
All the candidates must respect the very fact that the Afghan people have come out of their homes in snow and rain and dust.
برای شما معلوم است که ملاقات همراه سفیر امریکا هستن؟ برای شما کس نگفتن؟ برای ما قرار اول دادن که تنقبات همراه
بسیار check. Do they know his check?
Yeah. They don't know, but I don't know, sir.
Well, I was told, yeah.
Do you want me to bring him to your office?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll bring him directly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just bring him directly.
Okay, thank
no
you.
No problem, yeah. Please.
Where's the bathroom or hard room? Yeah, if you are gonna film, just go
Be
over
over there.
You gotta make them nervous right here at the.
Okay.
when we get off.
Okay.
Good day.
Okay.
از برکت قدم‌های شما.
سلام. اینجا بیروبار آوردم گذافون. امنیتی ها
استاد داوود؟ ماشین ما کار بزن. گوش کن. رای بیچاره آدم هستم من چی کنم؟
شد بخیر برین حالا شما بخیر خانه برو یک دست بده نه خیر است که نترسه نه کرزای سبی قصر به مکه
خوش آمدید
Grant you the investigation?
I think they will do it. This is proposal. This is my suggestion that the cases of this honesty that has been addressed has been raised, and it should be investigated. And in this investigation committee, there will be representatives from all candidates, including my own team. There, they will work together over these cases, and based on the result of that investigation, then there will be decision made that it might be re-election.
Are you still in the race?
I am a candidate, of course, yeah.
You have not withdrawn?
I am a candidate, but I have not voted yet, yeah?
سلام چطورستن؟ سال شما خوب است؟ سلام چطورستن؟ سال شما خوب است؟ چطورستن؟ خوب است شما؟ و بیخی شما یک چوکات دیگه برای کلیک نشان دادن که زن افغان و یک زن مسلمان بسیار قدرت دارن. گوش میکنیم که یک پروسی بسیار شفاف باشه. اگه یادتان بیاد در لوی جرگه استراری و لوی جرگه قانون اساسی در دویش که بکس آواز میشته و کل رأی‌ها رو نشان میدادن برای کلیگی باز هم مترستن. کلش بسیار شفاف واضح می باشن. دیگه اگه کدام چیز ضرورت داشته باشین نمره تلفن خدا پیشتان از بخرم. دیگه باز اگه کدام آقای فلیپو گرانده که معاون ژان آرنالد هم بوده که اونام میسر هستن خدا آقای ژان آرنالد. همون گپ عمومی است. پس آنتر باز خودشانم براتون زنگ میزنن.
بله این اسینه رو دارم مثل کلان است.
خودتان بخیر رئیس جمهور میشی یک روز.
Several thousands people voted by free will, by their heart, by free will, that they wanted to vote to this woman candidate. I wanted the new Afghanistan to be built with the hand of a mother, So I wanted the mother founded new Afghanistan. And I thought there is the opportunity. I try, maybe if I can get the opportunity, and I could do that. The world would have been happy, and the Afghanistan people would have been happy.
Mr. President, what will you do after you're re-elected to make sure women are included in your administration?
There will be more.
We need more. How will you encourage them?
I will encourage them, I will ask them, I will request them, I will bring them in, they'll be part of the government. We don't need to do that anymore, ma'am. The Afghan women have taken charge of their lives, of their destiny.
The voters, my supporters, they wanted me to be a cabinet member if there was a request. What I want is their wishes. What I want is what they want. I'm ready for any sacrifice or any service that the people of Afghanistan wants.
I'm now pleased to call on Her Excellency Ms. Masood Al-Halai, Minister of Women's Affairs of Afghanistan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear Madam Chair, I have the honor to convey to all of you the warm greetings, expression of support and solidarity of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan and its people on this significant gathering of advocates and supporters of the global movement for women's empowerment and gender equality.
I plan to run for presidency of Afghanistan again and again and again. It doesn't matter if I lose, that is not failure. I count it success. It is waking up the mentality of leadership of women of Afghanistan. And I will keep independent, and I will keep going, and I won't give up. I never give up. I am committed.
They waited in line, they were committed, and they voted.
این سهمگیری و مشارکت ناشی از فضای نسبتاً دموکراتیک در افغانستان.
It does feel like the 2000 U.S. presidential elections.
Were there opportunities for people to vote multiple times? Sure.
A lot of people learned from Florida that yes, there are deadlines, but it could take us some time to resolve things.